Hello and welcome to Healthy Kingston. This is a program of the Kingston Board of Health, and I'm your host, Janet Wade. Today we'll be talking about a number of environmental issues influencing the town of Kingston. We'll be starting with septic tanks, their importance, how to maintain them, and why we should, then followed by the quality of our water and how it's maintained, and then lastly, some recycling efforts that are going on in the town. So first, I would like to introduce the Chairman of the Board of Health here in Kingston, Joe Casna. Joe, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I know you've mentioned this at some of our health meetings, so I wanted to explore it a little bit more with you. And you were talking particularly in reference to the fact that people are looking at possibly selling their homes this time of the year, and that septic tanks are important to maintain. So first, for those of us who aren't aware of what septic tanks are, can you please tell us what they are, what they do, and what would be the best type to get?
A very large portion of our community is still serviced by on-site septic treatment plants, which is basically what a septic system is. Unfortunately, they're out of sight, out of mind. They're underground. What we've been seeing more and more are these systems coming in failure. They're usually uncovered at the sale of a property, the transfer of a deed, something that triggers an inspection, and they get looked at, and in many cases they're found to be in failure.
And what triggers the inspection?
Well, a septic system or a treatment system that we have in many of our homes consists of a septic tank where solids are gathered to break down, and a leaching system where the effluent water goes to filter through and return to the groundwater. That's basically how they work. What happens, unfortunately, is if they're not maintained, and that maintenance is pumping, the solids in the tank build up, and small particles find their way into the leaching system, clogging it up. And once it starts to clog up, it's a short ride to failure. It all could have been avoided by better maintenance. But unfortunately, I'm back to the same thing. A lot of people figure, just don't think about it. It's not something that we're aware of all the time. We don't see it. But it's very disappointing. These systems today, the days when it was a tank and a leaching pit, most of that is gone now, and these are very elaborate systems, and it's a big financial burden to repair and or replace them. There's engineering fees, there's design fees, there's regulations that need to be followed. And many times when these come up, you have someone who's agreed to a price on a home, and then they're confronted with this at the last minute, and oh boy, it's, what are we going to do now?
Right.
Again, I can't stress enough the importance of annual pumping, that's a pretty good rule of thumb. To pump it annually. The expense of pumping is nothing compared to the expense of repair or replacement of that entire system. And it's very, very important.
Okay, and is there a particular time of the year people should do this, or just basically be consistent the same time of the year every year?
Well, spring can be good, but again, if the system's located in the front yard and the truck has to get onto the front yard in order to pump it, then maybe that's not so practical. Maybe the fall's better for that particular person. But they should set something up to trigger getting that done.
Okay.
There should be some mechanism that they have that, we got to do this month, and call and have it done. There are a number of contractors that we have in town that do that work. So.
Okay.
There's really no excuse not to do it, but again, if you don't and you don't take care of these things, that's what can happen. You can wind up with a big bill
right,
that you didn't anticipate.
Exactly. Well, this is all very good information. Certainly we could all use the reminder. And it's a good impetus, particularly during the spring, to get these type of things done. So thank you very much for this reminder and for all you do for our town. We really appreciate it.
One last point. If you are confronted with this problem and you do have a failed septic system, and we can help with that. We have a loan program available through the Board of Health where you can actually finance this. You can get a loan through us and to take care of this problem. And it's paid out over a number of years at an extremely low interest rate, and it could be put onto your tax bill. Obviously, that doesn't work if you're selling the house, but if you're in the home and you're confronted with this, we can help you.
So thank you. That's wonderful information. And
No,
for people
thank
to
you.
know they have that support.
We have talked about it at several Board of Health meetings. I'm glad we finally, and I hope some of the people will take this warning and and proceed. So,
Okay. Thanks,
you.
Joe.
Thank you.